Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh.
Welcome to RTC TV4. This is Tim Garrett with my partner Steve Stricker here live from Winamac, Indiana, down at the town park where Winamac's playing host to the Pioneer Lady Panthers. Steve, I'm glad you made it down today.
Hey, glad to be here. Looking forward to a really, really good softball game here this afternoon. These are two of our schools that we cover, and two very, very talented softball teams. Of course, Pioneer, the defending 1A state champs, and Winamac's been on a little bit of a tear since the last time we saw them, or since I saw them anyway, and have won all their games. They lost that first one against Morgan that we were here, and I was here, and we did. And I'm hoping I'm not bad luck.
Yeah, so Winamac, after their first loss of the season in their opener, their home opener, they've won 6 straight, so they're 6-1 coming into the game. Now, Pioneer sits at 8-0, so they have actually played and beat Morgan Township, which is one of the common opponents in the schedule thus far. That game with Morgan Township, I think it was 1-1 and went into extra innings, and after 8, and actually I think it was the 8th inning, Pioneer scored 4, and in the bottom of the 8th, Morgan Township tried to tie it up and only came up with 3 runs, and Pioneer had the victory. So it sounds like that was a really tough game. Now, Winamac, obviously at the end of the game got spanked pretty bad by Morgan Township, which is unfortunate, but really the first 4.5 innings, Winamac was really tight and right in that game. So you never know. You got to think that Pioneer's favored here, and but these schools played each other for a long time, and a lot of these girls know each other, and you just never know. Winamac's not scared of being into that underdog role, and you got to think Pioneer's not going to take this game lightly.
Yeah, I was impressed with Winamac when they played Morgan. Of course, it was a cold night, and first game of the year for Winamac, and they were right there. I think it was 4-0 after 5, and the wheels kind of came off a little bit in the 6th, and then definitely fell off in the 7th, but. Winamac definitely has the capability of playing with this Pioneer team here tonight, and this is a Pioneer team that could use a good test from their side of it, right? They, the Morgan Township game, but other than that, they've pretty much walked through their schedule so far. So they got some talent. Obviously, they got some excellent pitching, which really accentuates what you're doing behind the pitcher, obviously. So we'll see what they can do here tonight. I know Crawford has really come on and pitched well, as has your daughter. She's really had a good outing. I think you said she was 3-0 on her starts, and Kelsey's 3-1. Just that one Morgan Township loss, and I think this will be an excellent game here this evening.
Absolutely, yeah. The nice thing, Rural Center, where Pioneer's from, it's only 10 minutes down the road, 15 minutes down the road. So these girls have been playing against each other since they were 8-9 years old, and there's always been kind of a friendly rivalry between Winamac and Pioneer that we've experienced in softball. Other sports too, but we've enjoyed that. We enjoy their fans, and we've seen a lot of great games with these two schools matching up.
It is a conference game as well, Hoosier North, so a lot riding on that, and looks like they're getting set to meet here at home plate and get some softball going here. I'm excited. This The weather is it's still a little chilly behind us, but definitely, I was dodging snow last night, so
this is
at least
way
it's
better
not
than
snowing.
yesterday. It's way better than yesterday. Got a slight breeze heading to center, maybe right center field, so we'll see if there's some balls hit over the fence. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know what the over and under on home runs tonight. I'd say there's going to be a few, though.
Well, we saw, Morgan Township was able to get a hold of a couple last time I was here, and the wind was kind of doing the same thing. A little bit stronger wind last time, but it got kind of a short porch here. 185, I think, is the lines, right?
Yep.
And I think a 4-foot fence. So, yeah, I parked a little bit farther away this time than I did on the last one because I didn't want the company truck to get dinged up. But, I think there's going to be a couple. I would say 2.
2?
Over and under?
I'll take the over then.
You'll take the over?
You're the house with 2.
All
Let's
right.
jump over to one quick advertisement. We'll come back to you with the starting lineups for both teams.
All right.
This broadcast brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Find your go with Braun Ability, the world's most trusted name in mobility. Braun Ability is a proud supporter of the Winamac community, where we are working together for a more mobile world. Learn more online at braunability.com. Pulaski Memorial Hospital has been proudly serving the community since 1963. With 18 physicians and nurse practitioners, along with a friendly and knowledgeable staff, PMH is dedicated to providing quality care closer to home. More information online at pmhnet.com. Please support our local sponsors.
Welcome back to RTC TV4 as we get set for some conference softball action here in Winamac. Quick starting lineups. We have Blake Bailey leading off for the Winamac Warriors. She'll be playing in center field, followed by Aubrey Gearhart, who will be at first base. Kelsey Crawford, she's going to be in the circle for Winamac tonight. Alexis Grove hitting in the 4 slot. She'll be at shortstop. Ella Gearhart, freshman catcher, will be behind the plate, followed by Emily Roush, second base. Jada Collins, she'll be in right field. Katie Perry will be playing third base. And Kaya Campbell, the freshman, will be out in left field. So for Pioneer, we're going to have Haley Gleitz. I think I got that name right.
Gleitz.
She's going to be starting in the leadoff spot at second base. Alexis Robinson will be in the 2-hole playing shortstop. Haley Godshaw, batting third, will be in the circle for Pioneer. Haley Kripe will be over at first base, batting cleanup. Mackenzie Walker, she will be behind home plate in the 5 slot, followed by Maddie Blickenstaff in center field. Kylie Bird will be the designated player. Mackenzie Robinson, she will be in left field, followed by Anna Parsley. Anna Parsley she's playing third base, and Cassidy Morris will be in right field. So those are your lineups. I don't know how well you can really hear the lineups from our speakers. We could use a little bit of an upgrade down here with our speakers. Steve. So Saturday, Winamac went to Northfield and run-ruled Northfield in the first game of a doubleheader, and in the second game, ended up winning, I think, by 10 after 7 innings. But so they're coming off a little bit of an emotional victory, and we'll see what the Lady Warriors can do today.
All right, that was an excellent job with the national anthem.
Jenna Zeider does a really nice job singing the national anthem. She does it for a lot of sports. Really enjoy listening to her sing. She actually, in the JV game, I'm trying to think who we were playing, maybe Lewis Cass, or might have been Lewis Cass. She hit a grand slam. It was a no-doubter grand slam in the JV game. And you should have seen that kid round in third base. She was happy, and crowd was going wild. It was really a neat moment. So,
well, that's the one thing that I really love here at Winamac. I mean, you guys, most of the games that I've heard, you guys have somebody that actually sings the national anthem. And a lot of schools, they'll put on a canned, recording of the national anthem, and there is something to that. It kind of brings the whole, the feeling up when you have somebody that's worked and practiced and come out and actually sing it live. And there's something to be said for that.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep, there's quite a number of girls. I think Jenna sings a fair number of them, but we have several girls that come out and do that. And there's really a pretty large population of veterans in the community, and Winamac really takes pride in that sort of thing, and it makes you feel good. It's nice.
It does. You always have your color guard that presents the colors at the basketball games, and I think they do it at the football games as well, don't they?
I think they do. I kind of wonder I bet we could talk them into doing it out here if we I bet they'd be willing to do that.
Yeah.
So the game today, Winamac, actually, like I said, six games in a row, sitting at 6-1, and really coming off some positive energy right now. We have 6 different girls on the team that have hit home runs so far this year, which is really encouraging to see that spread out throughout your lineup. So this lineup's starting to get tougher, and girls are playing ball. I really feel like the game tonight is going to be a tale of two pitchers. Kelsey Crawford can really bring the ball, and when she's dialed into that strike zone, able to put that ball where she wants it, she is really tough to hit. So she'll be a lot of fun to watch in that circle tonight. And let's see, Haley Gottschalk. Can't say enough about that kid. Obviously can throw the ball hard, has a lot of spin and movement on her ball. And it'll be a great contest. It'll be a great challenge for the Winamac hitters going up against her. So really been looking forward to this game, actually.
All right, so number 4, Haley Gleitz, the second baseman, is going to be up first here for the Panthers, followed by Robinson and Gottschall as we get started here in the top of the first inning. Got a little breeze at our back, so it's blowing out towards center field. So we'll see what we're going to do here. First pitch is on its way. Going to be a ball on the low on that one. So 1-0 count here.
We've had a lot of great officiating this year. Really in every game, I've been really pleased with the officials we have. That low part of the strike zone seems to be the one area where there's variability in terms of how these balls and strikes are called.
That one's going to be low as well. So 2-0 here to Gleitz, getting things going. There's a shot. It's going to be through the gap between short and third. She's going to round first with a stand-up single here to start things off.
That was a really good pitch by Kelsey Crawford on the inside part of the plate, and that ball came off the handle of the ball of the bat, and she just muscled it out there, just a little duck snort into left field. So you can't do nothing about that if you're Kelsey. You got to shake that off and keep going.
It's going to bring up the shortstop, number 10, Alexis Robinson, with 1 on, no outs. Gets strike 1, catches that outside corner of the plate. Swing a little early on that one. It's going to be out of play. So 0-2 count here for Robinson as we get going here. Still in the top of the first. No outs for Winamac with 1 on first base.
It's like Kelsey shaking off the call from home plate.
Oh, just got enough of that one. It's going to stay alive, 0-2. Gleitz heads back to first.
Kelsey really throwing the ball hard today. I like seeing that velocity.
Robinson has gotten, I mean, if she gets a hold of one, it's going to be going for a while. That was a heck of a swing there. And she gets her on the strikeout for the first out of the inning. So we have one out with Haley Gottschall coming up to bat with Haley Gleitz on first base for the Panthers. That was a big strikeout right there. And
That
she
was pretty clutch.
Strike one, throw back to first.
That was pretty close.
It was. That was a nice throw from the catcher there.
That's sister to sister.
Right. Ella's the catcher, right?
Yep.
Audrey's the
Yeah.
0-1 count. Takes strike two. That was a nice pitch. It was low enough that Gottschall, you know, she was probably going to put that one on the ground if she did hit it. So,
Yep. Great pitcher's pitch.
yeah.
Quickly 0-2. I like seeing Kelsey work ahead of the count here. That's
Tries
a
the
good,
rise ball.
it's a good spot for an 0-2 pitch.
Yeah.
It's a little bit upstairs enough, close enough to get her to get some girls chasing, but out of the strike zone to where if they do hit it, they're not going to do much with it.
So 1-2 count here. One on, one out here, top of the first. Gets the call on the outside corner for the strikeout.
2 strikeouts.
That was a big one there. Got her looking. It's going to bring up Haley Kripe, the cleanup hitter. Haley is a freshman, and I tell you, I've enjoyed watching her from volleyball and basketball. I mean, she is an athlete for sure. Outside corner, Crawford is bringing it, Tim.
Yes, she is. She's hitting her spots, and she knows her margin for error in a game like this isn't real huge, and she's come to play.
So we got 2 outs here with the leadoff hitter still on first. Kripe way ahead of that one, so she's down 0-2. So that's the thing Crawford's been able to do is stay way ahead of these hitters.
That's what Kelsey really needs. There are times where she struggles with finding the zone, but when she's locked in, she is really tough to hit.
0-2 count here with 2 outs. Change up, misses low. They are keeping Gleitz tight to first over there.
I think the scouting report might be that she steals some bases. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah. Well, they're missing their leadoff hitter from last year, McKenna Landis, who tore her ACL in basketball.
Nibbling.
Just misses on the outside corner for a 2-2. A bunch of 2s out there, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. But, yeah, Gleitz is a speedster over there on first, and they've done a good job of holding her there. 2-2 count here to Kripe. Swing and a
Struck out the
miss.
side.
She gets 3 strikeouts after the leadoff hit by Gleitz. Leaves 1 on with 1 hit after half an inning. It's 0-0. We're going to have Bailey, Gerhart, and Crawford coming up for Winamac when we get back.
That sounds like runs to me, Steve.
I'm hoping so. That was a great first half of an inning there for the Warriors.
All that smoke can only mean one thing. The Winamac Corner Deli is cooking up something delicious. Located in the Old Burger Dairy Store, the Winamac Corner Deli offers everything from daily lunch specials to full-service event catering. Stop in today to try one of our signature creations, like our amazing barbecue nachos or our tantalizing barbecue mac and cheese wrap. Every day is something new, yet familiar. Mouth-watering sandwiches and entrees for any occasion. The Winamac Corner Deli, smoking good food.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhart with my partner, Steve Stricker. Steve, this is how Winamac wanted to start this one out. And even the leadoff hitter that got aboard for Pioneer, I mean, it's not like she made solid contact with it. It was a little bloop to left field off the handle of the bat. 3 straight strikeouts to strike out the side. Gotta feel good if you're a Winamac fan right now. But Pioneer, I mean, they got a kid that can throw the ball out there right now too.
Yeah, it's going to be up to Winamac here to do something with the bats. But you know that hit by Gleitz, like you said, that was off of the handle of the bat, and it just kind of made it right in between second or short and third. And you know, Winamac did a nice job. They didn't let her get off first base. I mean, that's impressive in itself because she's fast. So not to let her get off first base and then to strike 3 in a row out for Crawford. That's the best start probably the Warriors could hope for. And let's see what they can do here with the bat. Blake Bailey, the center fielder, is going to be coming up here first for Winamac, followed by Audrey Gerhardt and Kelsey Crawford. So this is interesting. This is what I'd hope for, a good start to this game. And let's see what Bailey can get done here.
Blake's really been swinging the bat well. She'll slap, she'll bunt, and there are times she swings away. She got her first home run where she got the green light to swing the bat, and she got all of it and sent it out to right field. And that's a no-doubt home run, and so she's feeling pretty good right now.
All right, here we go. First pitch. Gonna be ball on the rise. Bailey, good job of holding off on that rise ball. Swing and a miss, 1-1 now for Bailey. Gottschall is a sophomore for the Panthers, but she's got all kinds of experience, obviously leading the team last year. Slapper back to the fence. Gonna be 1-2 count for Bailey.
Like Blake just had a little bit of trouble getting that barrel where she wanted to on the ball. That velocity coming in. I think this would be the fastest pitching Winamac's seen so far this year.
Morgan Township had a nice little pitcher. She could bring it in, but it wasn't near as fast. And the strikeout to Bailey for the first out here in the bottom of the first is going to bring up Aubrey Gerhardt.
That pitcher for Morgan Township, she didn't have the velocity, but she had a ton of spin on the ball, and she really put it where she wanted to put it. Very different types of pitchers.
There's one in the dirt for ball 1 for Gerhardt. He actually had a nice little conversation with her dad after the game, and then he called me on the phone the next day, and we talked. And she's going to be playing ball at Penn State Beaverton, I think he said.
Okay.
Swing and a miss there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gerhardt.
I think Aubrey pretty close to being on that ball. I don't think she missed that by much. Hopefully she gets her timing and gets the barrel on the ball.
There she goes. Actually a little early. Might have been a bit of a change-up.
Yeah, I think the speed definitely changed a little bit.
Yeah. Just a little bit outside of the right field line for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now here for Gerhardt. 1 out here, bottom of the first. No score here at the Winamac Town Park between Pioneer and Winamac Warriors. Good eye there by Gerhardt. That one's outside for ball 2.
Winamac needs a base runner here. You don't want to go down 1, 2, 3 after a really good defensive first inning.
Ooh. Gets her on the strike 3 for the second strikeout. It's going to bring up the pitcher Kelsey Crawford here with 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Crawford's not just a talented pitcher, but she can really swing the bat as well.
Hit the ball.
Yeah.
Yep. Strong kid.
Good eye there on the rise. Takes ball 1. Got 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Gets one low over to third for the out. So she's going to ground out the 5-3 put out to end the first. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to move into the top of the second. It's going to be Walker, Blickenstaff, and Bird for the Panthers. No score after 1 here at Winamac.
Summit Contractor Supply is the area's leading supplier of tools, parts, products, and services to commercial and industrial contractors throughout northern Indiana and southern Michigan. Offering Milwaukee Electric Tools, DeWalt Power Tools, Metabo Power Tools, and more, Summit has the blades, bits, fasteners, and anchors to get the job done right. Summit is also a factory-authorized service and repair center. Contact Summit for all of your contractor supply needs.
Welcome back to RTC TV 4 as we get ready to start the top of the second inning. So 6 outs in the ball game so far, 5 of which have been strikeouts. When you were saying on break there, Steve, this is shaping up to be a really legitimate pitcher's duel.
Yeah, it is. Only one base runner, the leadoff hitter for Pioneer, Haley Gleitz, got on. And then after that, it was 3 strikeouts in a row for Crawford. So let's see what she can do here against the number 5, 6, and 7 hitters from Pioneer. It's going to be, great hitters coming at Crawford all night long here for the Panthers lineup. So she's going to have to stay on her game, but saw some good stuff out of her in the first inning. So good start here for the Warriors. So let's see what they can do here on the bottom or the top of the second inning.
Yeah, this is really a game like this for Winamac after winning 6 in a row. I think a contest like this, having Pioneer in town, is a real good bar setter of what kind of team you really have. It'll expose your strengths and weaknesses in a different way.
Yeah. It's definitely going to give the coaching staff, win or lose, they're going to have some good film here to take a look at and like you said, work on the things that need to be worked on and see what works well. And so here we go, top of 2, Mackenzie Walker leading off, the catcher for the Panthers.
It's just behind that fastball.
That's another thing too, Tim, with these girls. I talked about Kripe, but Walker and Blickenstaff, I mean, these are all 3-sport athletes, it's very impressive.
Absolutely. These small schools, Steve, in order to have good sports programs, you have to have good cooperation between the different sport programs, right?
Yeah.
So softball has to have a good relationship with basketball, has to have a good relationship with volleyball, because these small schools, if your athletes don't play multiple sports, then you're liable to not have a good sports team.
2-1 count here to Walker, and I tell you, the Panthers had a nice year. State championship in softball last year, state runner-up in volleyball. They won the sectional for the first time in basketball since '82. 3-1 here, so Crawford gets behind to Walker, so we'll see if she can find a way to get back here.
Nope, you got to tip your hats to the sports culture that they have in Pioneer, and really have a lot to be proud of, their girls.
So leadoff hitter on again here for Panthers with the walk on 5 pitches to Walker. It's going to bring up Madeline Blickenstaff. They got a lot of young girls too. Walker's a sophomore. I think Blickenstaff is a junior. No, Blickenstaff's only a sophomore as well. Hits one. Oh, caught the shortstop going left when the ball went right.
Yep,
Walker's going for 3.
She's going to get there.
And Blickenstaff is in with a double, moving Walker over to third. So Panthers with 2 in scoring position and no outs.
Yeah, it looked like Alexis Grove was playing the steal before she was playing the pitch there and got caught.
So Kylie Bird, the designated player, is going to be up here. Fouls the first pitch off, 0-1.
Maddie came out and swung at that first strike she saw, and I think that's a pretty good strategy. Look for that first pitch strike that you can find, and oftentimes in a sequence, that's going to be the best pitch you see anyway. Got 1 ball and 1 strike.
Fouls that one back. 1-2 count here with runners on second and third for the Panthers. No outs, top of the second. Swing and a miss, gets the strikeout. Sends Bird back to the dugout. That's going to bring up Mackenzie Robinson with 2 on, 1 out. Good job by Gearhart getting back on that one quickly. Keeping the runners at second and third.
I think Kelsey had a little something extra on that one. It didn't take a long time to get back to the fence. Falling behind a little bit in this count, 2-0, 2 straight balls. The first base is still open with 1 out in the top of the second.
That one's fouled back off the fence. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Might have helped Kelsey out just a little bit. That ball was high and outside. I couldn't tell if there was a squeeze play that they were trying to move through, or probably not a pitch that you want to try to bunt. You want to pull back on that one unless coach is telling you she's sending a girl home.
Pulls back, takes ball 3. Lays down a nice bunt. They hold the runner.
Oh.
Play at the plate.
He got her.
No.
Oh, man.
Said she was bobbling the ball.
Oh, no. Whew. That was close.
That was close. So they get the out. The run is going to count. So Walker scores. That moves Blickenstaff over to third. It's going to bring up Anna Parsley here with 2 down.
Aubrey's ball came in hard, but it took a 1 hop, and I guess I couldn't see the catcher whether or not she had the ball in her glove, but as a Winamac fan, you just inclined to think that it was an out.
Well, he was right on top of it, and
he
did. He said immediately went to the sign that she was juggling the ball, didn't have possession of it. She had, she was there in time, but the run counts 1. There's the strikeout. Parsley goes down swinging for the 3rd out, but the damage is done. 1 run across, 1 left. And after an inning and a half here, Pioneer up 1-0. We'll be back here bottom of the 1st. It's going to be Grove, Gearhart, and Roush for the Warriors. Be back here in a moment.
This is Oldview. And this is Now You.
Clive wears his fire hat and coat in the rain.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Garrett with my partner, Steve Stricker. Man, Steve, Winamac, you got to consider that a victory. Only giving up 1 run in the top of the 2nd there. Pioneer had girls at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Kelsey Crawford gets a big strikeout and ends up only giving up one run. So close play at the plate. Catcher was bobbling it probably a little bit on an errant throw by Aubrey and just couldn't quite get the tag down. Almost got out of that without giving up any runs.
Yeah, it was one of those plays. She the Winamac player, was it the shortstop or the third baseman that fielded that?
Third base.
The third baseman.
Yep.
She held the runner, but then I got to get that out, and threw it to first, and then throw back to the catcher just a hair late. I mean, you can't get much closer than that play was. And here's the thing. Now we're down, 1-0. So the Warriors going to have to get their bats going and see if they can get something back here in the bottom half.
Can't win a softball game if you can't score a run.
Right.
So, and one of the things I like about softball is that 1 or 2 inch difference on that play makes a difference in the game. And a game like this might boil down to a couple different situations of 1 to 2 inches, and that's one of the beauties of this sport.
Well, and that's what you like about a good high-quality game like this when you got two teams that are as good as Pioneer and Winamac. It's going to be a bang-bang play at the plate. And there's quickly 0-2, or 1-1, sorry, that first one was a ball for Grove. 1 ball, 1 strike here. First batter of the bottom half of the second for Winamac. Swing and a miss, so Grove goes down. She's going to have to protect with 2 strikes.
Haley working ahead in the count most of the time, but most of her pitches haven't been batters have not been first pitch strikes.
Grove does a nice job there. She laid off on that one that was trailing outside. Started off in the strike zone and tailed away from her, so she did a nice job of staying away from that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So 3 strikeouts is going to bring up Gearhart. It's going to be Ella Gearhart.
Ooh, chase that up and in.
Yeah. She was way late on it, too, up and in like that. But
that's a hard ball to catch up to.
Yeah. Goes down low, lays off of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ella just a freshman for Winamac and got the starting job behind the plate. She was really excited about it. She actually hasn't caught since she was about a 10-year-old, and was pretty excited to get a chance to pitch her to catch this year for Winamac. So she's down in the count 1-2 against Haley. Gottschalk's got a lot of options right now ahead in the count.
Gets her on the strikeout on the outside corner. That's 4 Ks for Gottschalk here in the bottom of the second. It's going to bring up Roush here.
Haley's also been very efficient. She hasn't went deep in a lot of counts, so she's saving her arm.
Roush shows bunt, strike 1.
You like that first time at bat, you like to see as many pitches as possible. That way your second time through the lineup, you have a little bit better idea, but Haley doing a nice job not showing them very much. Down 0-2 on the changeup.
I've heard a lot about her over the last year and a half, and this is the first time I got to actually see her pitch, and very impressive. She changes spots, hits her locations, has a lot of different options, and stays ahead, like you said. 0-2 here to Roush.
And changes speeds a lot. I mean, that's something that's really critical, because that timing, you throw it off just 4 or 5 mile an hour, that can make a big difference in it.
Took some off of that one, got the strikeout, 5th strikeout of the game for Gottschalk. Puts the Warriors down 1-2-3 in the second after 2. Pioneer leads 1-0. It's going to be Morris and then back up top, Gleitz and Robinson for Pioneer when we get back.
This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhart with my partner Steve Stricker. Both pitchers, after 2, have 5 strikeouts apiece. So as we predicted, this is a pitcher's duel tonight here in Winamac.
Yeah, the only difference on the scoreboard is that bang-bang play at the plate where Walker was able to get down under the tag by Gerhart. She was bobbling the ball just a little bit, and so the Panthers get on the board first. Cassidy Morris, the right fielder, is going to lead off here for the Panthers as we start the top of the 3rd, followed by Haley Gleitz and Alexis Robinson back up to the top of the lineup for the Panthers. So Crawford doing an excellent job so far, and we'll see the second time around here if she can. She got through that top 4 pretty easy.
Yes, she
that
did.
first time around. We'll see what they do for adjustments on the second trip around. Missed that one on the inside low.
Kelsey missing, it seems like when she's missed, it's been that low and in kind of area, that little corner. She starts hitting that spot. I think she seems like she wants to establish that part of the strike zone. And
Same pitch right there. So, yeah, she's trying to get that corner and just needs to get it up about 6 inches maybe. I've seen at times that ball, there it goes, and that's going to be sent out to center. Off of the fence. I couldn't tell which side of the fence that was on for a second. So the double for Cassidy Morris to start off the top of the 3rd. It's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Haley Gleitz. Gleitz singled her first time up.
so Winamac's got trouble brewing in the 3rd.
Gleitz gets a hold of that one.
That might carry out of here. It will.
That's going to be a 2-run dinger for Haley Gleitz. It's going to make it 3-0 here for the Panthers. Well, Tim, you know, we mentioned that, you know, what's going to be like when the Panthers see Crawford the second time around, and Gleitz gets the 2-run home run. It's going to bring up the shortstop, number 10, Alexis Robinson. She struck out her first time up here for Pioneer.
There she got that pitch on the inside corner. Kelsey just got to shake that off and go back to work. We got nobody on base, nobody out. It's a fresh inning.
Rise ball. Robinson stays down and holds off on that. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just off the inside corner.
Robinson, one of 5 seniors here on the Pioneer Panthers squad. Gets that one, and that's going to be caught. Pop fly over to short. Kind of hit that one off of the thin part of the bat. So 1 down here in the top of the 3rd.
Just a hard strike there on the changeup. Haley Kripe struck out her first time up. You got to think she doesn't strike out too often.
Fouls that one back off of the baseball bleachers.
See what Kelsey challenges her with here. 0-2 to Haley Kripe.
And ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Still ahead, Kel, still ahead. Let's go 6.
That one's popped way up. Should be in play. And unfortunately, off the mark. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Haley Kripe. That one in the dirt for a 3-2 count now to Kripe. Early on the change up there. It's going to stay alive. 3-2 here for Kripe.
No, that's why I'm
She hit the home run. She popped up. There's one out. She let off.
Haley Kripe stepping out, taking a few swings. She's got a full count. Bases empty for Pioneer here in the top of the 3rd with 1 out. Payoff pitch. It's going to be a fly ball to center field. That is not going to carry. Blake Bailey unable to get there. It's going to be a double for Haley Kripe.
So she hit the home run.
So we got 1 out for Mackenzie Walker with Haley Kripe on second base. Kelsey Crawford gets the first pitch strike. Gotta like seeing her work ahead. Ooh, just low. It's gonna be ball and a strike. You know, Steve, that ball from Haley Kripe, it didn't seem like it was hit particularly hard, but that wind blowing out to center field looks like it just carried it back there just to the edge of the fence. If there was a warning track, that's where it would have been. You got 1 ball and 2 strikes to Walker.
Yeah, I got to make some corrections here. I was off by 1. That was my fault on that.
Oh, a big changeup. Mishandled by the catcher. Gets the drop 3rd strike, throws it over to first base. That changeup had Walker really fooled on that one.
It's going to bring up Blickenstaff.
So we got 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Going to be backing out of play for strike 1.
Glad you brought a pencil.
Yeah.
I can make the adjustments.
Ooh, great pitch on the inside corner. Maybe just off the plate. Got Maddie chasing and foul ball off the handle. Quickly 0-2 with 2 outs.
Early on that one, so she stays alive off the 3rd baseline foul out of play.
Sure like to see Winamac get out of this inning with only giving up 2 runs. And, gosh, you got to think you get 3-0 to Pioneer after 3, that you can climb back in this thing. Maddie's going to step out of the box. She felt like Kelsey was taking a little bit too much time there.
Change up, got her. Strike 3. So the damage is done. A 2-run home run by Robinson. 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 left on base after 2.5. It's Pioneer 3, Winamac 0. We're going to come back. Bottom of the 3rd, it's going to be Collins, Perry, and Campbell for the Warriors.
First Federal Savings Bank has provided mortgage loans for over 50 years.
We're now offering commercial loans to support our local businesses.
We offer business loans for real estate, equipment, lines of credit, and investments. We also offer Simply Free business checking for all your banking needs.
Contact Lindy Breeden, our business lending expert, to take the worry out of your business banking.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhardt, my partner Steve Stricker, here in the lovely town park at Winamac, Indiana, where have a nice day outside. Pioneer, after 2.5, is up 3-0. They were able to get that crooked number on the board off of Robinson's home run in the top of the 3rd. Winamac, see, have they had a base runner yet, Steve?
No.
I don't think Winamac's
Three
yet
up, 3 up, 3 down, 5 strikeouts, and then a ground out for Crawford.
Gotcha. So only 1 girl put the ball in play so far. Winamac really needs to figure out how to get some base runners here and earn these runs back one at a time.
So leading off here for the Warriors is going to be Jada Collins, the senior. And Gottschall has been pitching a gem here so far, Tim, and like you said, no base runners yet for the Warriors. Showing bunt. Going to be strike 1 for Collins. They had the perfect pitch on for that bunt.
Yeah,
that rise ball.
Yeah. That's got to be hard to put down.
Yeah, you're not going to get a rise ball on a bunt. Swinging on that, strike 2. So quickly here, 0-2 for Collins. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First out of the bottom of the 3rd here for the Panthers.
3 pitches. That at bat.
It's going to bring up Katie Perry, a sophomore here for Winamac, her first time up, left-hander. That's the other thing, Tim. The Warriors still working their first round through. So this is the number 8 hitter for Winamac. Strike 2, 1 ball, 1 strike. That one in the dirt, ball 2. I think that's about as many balls as we've seen on a batter for Winamac.
Yep, I don't think she's not got deep enough in the count where she's had 3 balls on a hitter.
Swing and a miss.
It's a pretty good looking cut there by Katie.
Yeah. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Katie's going to have to stay alive. Anything close, she's going to have to fight it off. Easier said than done against Gottschall. Stays off the rise ball, though, and a full count for the first time here for Gottschall.
She likes going upstairs with that rise ball and when she's got 2 strikes. And she's got several girls chasing on that, too.
See if Perry can fight it off here and get on base. Swing and a miss, little changeup right there, and gets the strikeout. 7th of the game for Gottschall. Going to bring up Campbell, number 9 hitter here for the Warriors. Is that Kaya Campbell?
Kaya Campbell. Yep.
Freshman?
Yep.
So that's the one thing, too, here. The Warriors are very, very young. You know, I was helping the coach put up the senior banner earlier when it was windy before you got here, the senior banner.
Right.
So 1 senior.
And they had 26, 27 girls show up this year for tryout this year for softball. So they got a lot of girls. Is that a called strike? Nope. She got it back. That's going to be 2 balls and no strikes. Looked like maybe she showed bunt, and man, she didn't get that back real quick, but just in time.
That's going to be a strike. Well, they got her for 2 on the board. I don't know if they called that bunt attempt a strike or not. Yeah, he's got 1 and 2. He just put his ball outside. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 2 down for Campbell.
Kaya's really done a nice job as a freshman. She didn't start varsity the first couple of games, but when she got her chance, she came in and really hit the ball well and really earned her spot and established a role on varsity. So she's going to be a good ball player for Winamac.
Fouled that one back against the fence. That was a loud one there. Gets that down low, so 3 and 2 count now here. Good job by Campbell to fight it off.
Winamac still looking for their first base runner.
Stays alive. So great job by the freshman. She's fighting off Gottschall and keeping this at-bat alive, making her throw some extra pitches here. I think that's the 6th pitch of the at-bat for Gottschall. Changes it up again and got her for the strikeout. So the Warriors go down 1, 2, 3, and after 3, it's Pioneer 3, Winamac 0. We're going to come back here top of 4 with the designated player, Kylie Bird, leading off for Pioneer. We'll be back here in a moment.
At Co-Alliance Propane, we treat our customers like neighbors because, well, that's what we are. When you trust Co-Alliance Propane as your seriously local propane provider, you're trusting a team of professionals who live, work, and watch the game from right across the county, not the country. A team that's close by and seriously dedicated to your safety and providing the best service possible. Find out more about Co-Alliance Propane's seriously local service and how you can get 50 gallons of propane free at coalliancepropane.com.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Garrett with my partner Steve Stricker here in Winamac, Indiana, where the Pioneer Panthers lead the Winamac Lady Warriors by a score of 3-0. Winamac still yet to get a base runner, so we got a perfect game after 3 by Gottschall, throwing a really, really nice ball game.
Yeah, she's got 8 of the 9 batters out on strikeouts. Kelsey Crawford, the only one that made contact and actually got the ball in play. Got the 5-3 ground out to third. So leading off here in the top of the 4th is the designated player Kylie Bird for the Panthers. She's a freshman for the Pioneer. Gets one grounder to short, over to first in time. Great job there by the shortstop, Alexis Grove, to get the put out. 6-3 for out number one. It's going to bring up Mackenzie Robinson, another freshman. They got a lot of seniors, but they've got a lot of underclassmen as well, Tim. Swing and a miss on that rise ball from Crawford for strike one.
Got her chasing up and in. That was a good play by Lexi Grove at shortstop. Looked like she almost overplayed it a little bit, did a great job staying with it, and she's got a heck of an arm on her, so she threw a strike over to first base for the out. And
quickly 0-2 to Robinson, so Crawford kind of feeling the groove again. Yeah, we saw that arm in that first game against Morgan Township.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she's got a cannon.
Yeah. Change up, that's going to be foul out of play. Play like that's going to get your blood flowing too.
Yeah.
You get a nice play, and that was deep short, and for a softball, that's a hard play to make.
Well, you got to think it's kind of like basketball. If you go on a shooting drought, your team's not hitting shots, and sometimes just getting to the free throw line and draining a couple of buckets can really jumpstart your team. Maybe that play at shortstop will start getting Winamac a little bit more engaged and involved here. And
drop third strike. Down to first, gets the out. So 2 down here. It's going to bring up the, is that a 5? So, you're writing again.
Yeah.
That's a 5. So
Yep.
Third baseman, Parsley. Swing and a miss on that one. Strike one. So nice little inning going on here for Winamac. They got 2 down.
very efficient.
Yeah, 2 up, 2 down. So
that was that inside pitch. Kelsey's starting to hit that inside corner a little bit more. And
well, that's smart. You want to keep it low, right? You don't want them to get anything up in the air. She went inside and then outside low on that one. Back to the inside. Just missed on the inside corner on that one. So 2 balls and 1 strike here for Parsley.
Be a grounder to second base. Emily Roush over to Aubrey Gearhart for the 3rd out of the inning.
So the 4-3 put out is going to in the top of the 4th. So we'll move to the bottom half here. Back to the top of the lineup for the Warriors when we come back. Bailey, Gearhart, and Crawford. Back here in a moment on RTC TV4.
At Co-Alliance, we understand the importance of community. After all, we've been farmer-owned since the 1920s. And now that we're a part of your community, we want to become your total agronomy solutions provider. Co-Alliance offers the latest in ag technology for your operation. From field scouting and fertilizers to premium seed and precision agriculture, we can help take your operation to the next level. Put the resources of your local cooperative to work. Contact Co-Alliance today.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Guerra with my partner Steve Stricker. We got a score of 3-0 in favor of Pioneer. Winamac's really done a good job. Kelsey had a fantastic inning pitching, engaging her defense a little bit. I like seeing the defense get involved like that. Alexis Grove made a nice play at short. Emily Roush at second base, and she got a strikeout as well. So we had that 1 inning giving up a 2 spot on a home run that, the wind's blowing out, and it didn't seem like she crushed the ball. I mean, it wasn't one of those shots that you're like, oh my gosh. Not taking anything away from the home run, of course, but you get those at Winamac sometimes when they just clear the fence a little bit and 185 in the outfield. Kelsey throwing a nice game, but so far the tail of the tape has been Gottschall, who's perfect through 3. So we'll see what the second time through the lineup's going to look like for Winamac.
Well, we saw it with the Panthers as they got back up to the top and did some damage there in the top of their lineup the second time around. Let's see if the Warriors can return the favor. Took them 3 innings to get back to the top. Blake Bailey back up here. She's going to show bunt, pulls back, takes ball 1. Gottschall gets that called low and then just on the outside corner for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Bailey. You can see her drop that bat down. Was going to look to bunt that one. Going again. Holds back for ball 2.
Going just off the plate.
I like this vantage point.
Huh.
I like this. This is nice right behind the catcher here.
See the spin on the ball a little bit better, the movement.
You can see what's going on with her hands and everything. It's a good vantage point. Just takes a little chop
that could
at
be
that
trouble.
one.
Nope.
The shortstop able to get back and make the play on that one. Robinson for the put out. That is going to bring up Gearhart here with 1 out. Aubrey struck out her first time up. Shows bunt, tips back off of the fence for strike 1. Coach Belcher looking, trying to get some, just get something in play here.
Yep.
A couple of Bailey and Gearhart both showing bunts. That one's going to be right in your lap, Timmy. Back behind the fence for strike 2.
Yeah, I might have tried a little bit harder to get that foul ball if you got a free soda when you turned it in.
Right.
You know? The incentive just isn't there for me, Steve.
Well, it's a good thing because you probably would have forgot you had a headset on.
Well, that's true, too.
Just pull everything out.
Yeah, that would have been the broadcast.
Yeah. Yeah, we're done, folks. Tim wanted a soda.
Yep.
Foul tip.
Intermit.
Strike 3, so
good job by the catcher there for squeezing that foul tip.
So that's back up to Kelsey Crawford. She's the only one that's got the ball into play so far for the Warriors.
Outside of Blake in this inning, Blake did put it out.
Yeah, popped up
close,
to
though.
Short. Yeah. Takes ball 1 outside. Crawford grounded out to third, her first time up in the first inning. 2 down here in the bottom half of the 4th. (2-0) here to Crawford. I think this is the farthest behind that Gottschall's been all night.
Kelsey sitting in the catbird seat, 2-0.
Fouls that one back and out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike here to Crawford.
I think Kelsey got the pitch she wanted to hit, took a nice cut at it, and just got underneath it. That's going to get
one
through.
into the gap right over second base for the first base hit of the game here for the Warriors.
It's like you can cancel the post-game show, Steve.
Yeah. So Crawford gets on with 2 outs. It's going to bring up Grove. Lexi struck out her first time up.
You know, you keep the game close, 3-0 like this. You get one good swing from Lexi Grove. She has 2 home runs on the season so far from Winamac. One good swing, and it's a 1-run ball game.
Yeah, we've seen the strength in her arm, and she's a strong kid. So we got a courtesy runner there for Crawford on first. I can't see her number. You know who that is on first?
Alyssa Pinacaro into pinch run.
Okay. So with 2 down, 1 on here, Alexis Groves got a chance to, with 1 swing, she can make a big difference. Close play there at first. She's not going to want to get too far off that bag.
I kind of feel like you're right. Come into pinch run and get thrown out, she'd feel bad about that.
Yeah, Walker has got a gun here behind the plate. So
good little catcher.
Yeah. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to Grove. Didn't see Pinacaro get too far off that time.
It changed things, didn't
it? Yeah. I don't think you're going to steal one on Walker. Gets the outside corner, strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grove's got to stay alive here with 2 down.
Lexi's got some work to do, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Nice one.
That could stretch.
Stays in, but it's a 2 stand-up double for Grove. Runners in scoring position now in second and third on the double by Grove.
And that ball almost carries out.
It's going to bring up Ella Gearhart here with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th. Warriors got something cooking here. Takes ball 1 low.
Big at bat for Winamac here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th.
There's a big swing. 1 ball, 1 strike for Gearhart. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Got her on the changeup.
One and 2 here to Gearhart with runners at second and third. Stays off of the rise. Going home.
Play at the plate.
Safe underneath. The Warriors are on the board. Grove moves over to third.
So Winamac finally draws blood here in this contest.
Well, it was great base running there by Pinacaro. She got down just underneath the tag. Not a long way for that ball to go there behind home plate, so that was a great play.
A lot of deuces on the board, Steve.
Full count here at Gearhart with Grove on third.
Oh, it is a full. I thought it was 2 and 2.
Foul tipped into the mitt for the third out, but the Warriors get on the board with 1 run across here in the bottom of the 4th. After 4, it's Pioneer 3, Winamac 1. Coming back here, top of the lineup for Pioneer when we come back with the top of the 5th. Gleitz, Robinson, and Gottschall. We'll be back here in a moment on RTC TV4.
All that smoke can only mean one thing. The Winamac Corner Deli is cooking up something delicious. Located in the Old Burger Dairy Store, the Winamac Corner Deli offers everything from daily lunch specials to full-service event catering. Stop in today to try one of our signature creations, like our amazing barbecue nachos or our tantalizing barbecue mac and cheese wrap. Every day is something new, yet familiar. Mouth-watering sandwiches and entrees for any occasion. The Winamac Corner Deli, smoking good food.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Garrett with my partner Steve Stricker. Steve, it's almost not even fair getting that advertisement from Bob Bell at the Corner Deli.
Did you run one of his?
Yeah, I ran one of his, and I haven't eaten dinner yet. And I thought, man, that's just not even right.
Some after hours. Need to make a call over to Bob and see if he wants to run over here. Food truck.
Food truck, I like it.
Yeah.
So Winamac gets a run back on the wild pitch from Gottschall. Gottschall, not Gottschall. Gottschall.
So back here to the top of the lineup for the Warriors. Crawford's done a really good job. I mean, just a couple big hits, that 2-run home run by Robinson. But she's pitched a really good game. I didn't drink the first one yet. She brought me another water. That's great service. All right, top of 5 here. Pioneer leading 3-1. Back to
it's going to be a foul ball off her leg, it looked like.
That went too far to be off of her leg like that. That had to really hit hard.
I bet it stung a little bit. Yep. That's a really hard play for a home plate umpire to make because it's out in front on the other side of the hitter, but he was there and in position, made a good call. Be quickly 2 strikes.
Crawford ahead in the count 0-2 here to Haley Gleitz.
I'd like to get this leadoff runner out. Went upstairs with a rise ball, a little bit too high upstairs.
Well, Gleitz has got a single and a double here so far this afternoon. She's the only one that Crawford has not been able to get out in 2 at-bats. Changes that one up. Fouled back off the fence, still 1-2. Well, Tim, as advertised, this has been a good one so far here. Change up. It's going to be sent into shallow center for a base hit. She's going to
threw the ball away.
Extends it on the throwing error by Bailey to a double. Single with a throwing error, I guess you'd say. Just bloop that one into shallow center. It's going to bring up Alexis Robinson.
Kelsey's really not been hit hard. Even the balls that have been hit have not been hit hard off of her today.
Robinson's done the most damage here early on that one. No balls and 1 strike here to Alexis. Just missed off the inside corner there, trying to hit that spot. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Haley Gleitz on second. Very, very fast change up. Nice job by Gerhardt staying in front of that one. That's the thing, when you got that kind of speed on second base, it kind of messes with the pitcher's head just a little bit. You don't want her to get to third, but you also got to keep throwing your pitches.
Kelsey down in the count 3-1, 3-1 here.
Gets that one fouled back. It's going to make it a full count, 3-2. Big wind gust there. That's not what we need with Robinson at the plate.
Payoff pitch. It's going to be off the plate. Ball at 30. Got her at
Got
third.
her. Oh, good job by Gerhardt behind the plate. Paying attention. Nice job.
Officer Gerhardt likes to catch him stealing, Steve.
Man, I tell you what, that was a great job there. Got the lead runner, so gives the walk up to Robinson, but gets the out on Glites.
Here's Gottschall with the first pitch. Uh-oh. I
That
think she
one's-
got all that one. That was a no-doubter to right center. Going to be a 2-run shot for Haley. It's better that getting that girl at third base. I mean, that's another run. So at least save that. It's the top of the 5th.
So the 2-run home run by Haley Gottschall adds 2 more, makes it 5-1. Yeah, very easily would have been 6-1, obviously, with Glites on third. Still only 1 out here in the top of the 5th. That one's, oof.
Haley Kripe wants to get involved in the action here.
I may not have parked far enough away. She's going to drill that ball.
That's a long strike for Haley Kripe.
She was way early on that one. That might have almost went into the field there behind
Great
us.
changeup. Dropped it right over the plate. She's ahead of her fastball there, so she came in with off speed, which is the right decision. Great pitch. Let's see if Kelsey goes upstairs. Maybe up and in, a little chin music on an 0-2 pitch here. Well, she tried to, but she missed low. She didn't put that ball quite where she wanted it. 0-2, you don't want to give that much of the plate. And, you know, Kelsey just missed a little bit on that one. And, you know, a good hitter's going to make you pay for a mistake.
Kripe gets on with the single to left. With 1 out, it's going to bring out Mackenzie Walker. Mrs. Crawford misses on the inside corner on that one for 1 ball, no strikes.
And that one, that one wasn't off the plate by much. Another good pitch by Kelsey.
She's really been working that inside corner, and you can see why. It's a little tougher to hit right there. It's the only place that Pioneers had any trouble of getting a hold of the ball. 1 ball, 1 strike here with 1 out. Change up, goes on the ground. Ella struggled to get a good angle with Walker in the batter's box on that one.
That ball came in on the ground and then ducked behind the batter, and I don't think she had a chance anyway, as slow as that ball was going on the changeup. That's a hard pitch to get a kid.
Kripe moves over to second now. 2 balls and a strike here to Walker.
I'm going to call that just upstairs.
Make it 3-1.
Home plate umpire, I think, calling a pretty consistent game tonight.
Yeah.
Doing a nice job.
Ooh,
There
got the
she
inside
got it.
corner. Full count here to Walker. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out. Top of the 5th.
Payoff pitch.
Misses high, so runners are going to be at first and second. It's going to bring up Madison Blickenstaff. She had a double and struck out her first 2 times up. Gets the inside corner. Yep. She's right on that plate.
Yeah, Maddie's kind of crowding the plate, and heck, that strike almost could have hit her, really. How many home runs now? Is that
2.
2? So the house is winning right now. It's going to be a fair ball. Out at first, advances the runners to second and third.
Good play there by Gerhardt. Gets Blickenstaff.
Maddie gets the job done. Her job is to move those runners, and she did it. That ball just died as soon as it hit the ground. It was right in that spot where the girls kind of scuff up the dirt a little bit and came off her bat and it just sat there.
Big swing there by Kylie Bird. She struck out and grounded out to short. 2 down, runners in scoring position. Hits that one into the gap. 1 run across. Second run is going to score, so a 2-run double or single, 2-run single by Bird. Brings in Kripe and Walker. Makes the score 7-1.
That's where that small ball, those little things like those bunts, a lot of girls, they don't enjoy bunting, but by Maddie getting the runners over to second, third, that base hit turns into 2 runs instead of just 1. The small ball is just a big part of the game in softball, probably more so than baseball, it seems like. So Pioneer with a 4 spot here in the top of the 5th. Kelsey's starting to establish that inside corner now. Sometimes you can get away with it a little bit off the plate if you're starting to really establish yourself there, and she's done a nice job working that part of the plate.
Popped up. Crawford makes the out. Damage is done, though. 4 runs scored for Pioneer, and after 4.5, it's Pioneer 7, Winamac 1. When we come back, it's going to be Roush, Collins, and Perry for the Warriors here in the bottom of the 5th.
Summit Contractor Supply is the area's leading supplier of tools, parts, products, and services to commercial and industrial contractors throughout northern Indiana and southern Michigan. Offering Milwaukee Electric Tools, DeWalt Power Tools, Metabo Power Tools, and more, Summit has the blades, bits, fasteners, and anchors to get the job done right. Summit is also a factory-authorized service and repair center. Contact Summit for all of your contractor supply needs.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhardt with my partner Steve Stricker. Getting ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. Winamac still needing to get some runs and make this a contest here, Steve. Pioneer gets a big crooked number in the top of the 5th, and I don't know, Winamac just keeps battling, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it was a big inning for Pioneer, coming up with 4 runs on 4 hits, getting the second 2-run homer of the game. And, yeah, it's a pretty big hole here, especially when Gottschall is throwing as well as she is here tonight. But, hey, the Warriors, they're still in it. Good inning here if they get a couple across and get Pioneer out in the top of the 6th. You know, they can still battle back here. They're going to be down to the bottom part of their lineup with Roush, Collins, and Perry leading off here in the bottom half of the 5th. Sophomore Emily Roush leads them off here for the Warriors. Gottschall misses on the outside for ball 1. Swing and a miss to Roush. Strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul tips that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Roush. Gonna have to battle back here, keep this one alive. No outs here in the bottom of the 5th for the Warriors.
Emily with a open stance here in the batter's box. Gonna take ball 2.
Good eye on that, holding off on that rise ball. Gottschall gets ahead on that. She goes rise or she goes change up, and she's been getting the girls swinging on those.
Yep, and they are both nasty.
Stays alive with that one. I think that's the name of the game. You just got to stay alive against Gottschall. You got to try and find a pitch you can hit, which she throws very few of.
Right.
Most of them are not hittable.
She has not made many mistakes today.
There's a nice shot.
It's going to be a gapper. Nope.
Oh, she's going to go for two. Misplayed there and right. Down for the double.
Great hit by Emily Roush. Get things started here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Solid contact, and that was misplayed a little bit there in right field by Morris. Gave Roush time to get over to second base. So with no outs, it's going to bring up Collins. The senior outfielder, Jada Collins. She swung on that rise ball. Collins has only been up to bat one time, and she struck out back in the 3rd inning. Chased on that rise ball by Gottschall. So Gottschall ahead in the count, 0-2 here to Collins. Makes contact.
That could be trouble. Nope. Good play by the 3rd baseman to charge that ball.
Good job there by Parsley. So the pop out to the 3rd baseman for the first out. It's going to bring up Katie Perry. She struck out back in the 3rd inning as well here. Parsley's another one of those at 3rd base that plays. I don't know if she played volleyball, definitely played basketball. Multi-sport athlete here for the Panthers. Perry misses on strike 1. Down in the dirt. Good job by Walker to get in front of that.
Very good stop.
It might be down. Nope, great play there by the shortstop for the Panthers. Alexis Robinson with the nice play going away. Makes the catch for out number 2. Can bring up Kaya Campbell here. Well, Tim, the bottom third of the lineup here for the Warriors, they all struck out in the 3rd. They're making contact at least, but they've all been popped out as well. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Campbell. So they're making progress, but maybe not quite what they're going to have here to make a comeback. Outside corner.
Hard to chip away at a 7-1 deficit.
Well, and you said it, you like to see as many pitches from her as you can, but if you're only going to get 2 at bats, that makes it tough.
Yes, it does.
Lays off on the rise ball. 2-2, 2 outs. Bottom of 5, Pioneer leading 7-1.
Big at bat for the freshman, Kaya Campbell. Left fielder for Winamac. She's going to take ball 3. She went full last time. Saw a bunch of pitches, Steve.
See if Campbell can keep it alive here with 2 outs. Able to fight that one off.
That ball almost landed in the middle of a pile of kids.
Yeah. Stays alive, 3-2 here for Campbell. Right back to first for the out. So Campbell grounds out to first base for the final out of the inning. And that's going to do it after 5. Pioneer leads 7-1 as we move back to the top of the 6th. It's going to be Robinson, Parsley, and Gleitz for the Panthers.
This is Old You. And this is Now You.
5 wears his fire hat and coat in the wind.
Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Garrett with my partner Steve Stricker. So we get underway for the top of the 6th inning where Pioneer leads 7-1 against the Winamac Lady Warriors. I will say this about the Lady Warriors. You know, despite the fact that they've gotten down in the scoreboard, they still are playing with a lot of fight. You know, a lot of tough at bats, and girls aren't hanging their heads, and they're still playing ball out there, Steve, and that impresses me.
They still got 6 more outs. You know, they're not completely out of this thing. 7-1. I mean, 6 runs is not an insurmountable lead, but they got to get out of this top half of the 6th here clean. So Crawford's done a pretty good job despite the 2 home runs that she's given up. That one's cranked. Well, didn't actually go that far because of that tree over there, but fouled off. Parsley. Drooper to third, play over to first in time for the first out.
Katie Perry really has done a nice job for Winamac over at third base. I think it might have been the Lewis Cass game where there's a line drive hit down to third base, and it was absolutely scalded. And she caught that ball. I think partially out of self-protection. It would have hit her right in the belly anyways, but she made a fantastic play on that ball. And so far this season, she's been money over there.
Nice change up there by Crawford. Gleitz was wanting to lay a bunt down.
Looked like it just threw her timing all off.
Yeah.
She was already moving towards first and leaning in, and all of a sudden that ball is like, oh, it's kind of slow.
So they got the first batter out, now up in the count 0-2 to Gleitz. Coming back over the top. Gleitz able to stay alive. Change up, but it's going to be low for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes here to the leadoff hitter, Haley Gleitz.
Be straight up.
Oh.
Just couldn't find it in time.
Good try there by Ella Gearhart. That hangover on that fence. I bet that looked good, though, on the screen.
But it might have, huh?
Coming right back there. Count stays at 1-2.
Got
Gets
her on
her.
the upstairs for strikeout the second out of the inning.
It's going to bring up Alexis Robinson here. Struck out, walked, and homered here this afternoon. That one's going to be a drooper. Nice play by Crawford. Gets the out of bounds. What a hustle play there by the pitcher, Kelsey Crawford, to get the unassisted pop out. It's going to do it after the top of the 6th. So the Warriors get out of that one unscathed. It's going to bring up the top of the lineup, Bailey, Gearhart, and Crawford for the Warriors at the bottom of the 6th.
This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gearhart with my partner, Steve Stricker.
Well, that was a heck of a play there by Crawford to get out of the top of the 6th. Helped herself out big time. Able to keep the Panthers off the board in the top half. So it's going to be a back up to the top of the lineup here for Winamac, and they're going to have to get their bats going here if they want to cut into this lead in the bottom of the 6th.
Yep, Kelsey, all in all, Kelsey's really thrown a very good game against a very potent offense.
Oh, yeah.
For Pioneer Panthers. And you know, like we were talking about earlier, you know, you face a really good hitter, you make one mistake on one pitch, I mean, that costs you a couple runs. So, you know, you take back a couple of pitches and maybe a play at the plate. And, I mean, it's that close. Blake Bailey does a nice job slapping. Really like to see her lead off this inning well. She's going to chase that high rise ball. She looks a little frustrated with herself on that one.
Yeah, chased that one a little bit. She struck out in the 1st, popped out too short in the 4th. So 3rd time around here, she's got a chance to see Gottschall change up, and that's going to be outside for ball 1.
Really turned out to be a pretty decent night. It's a little nippy, but you know what? For springtime, Indiana, I'll take it.
Well, it could have been snowing on us like it was last night. Ooh, got the outside corner on that one.
That is amazing. What was it? Mid-low 30s yesterday, and then we have a nice sunshiny day, mid-low 50s the next day. So
probably experience all 4 seasons this week before it's over. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch here to Blake Bailey. Catches the outside corner for the strikeout. First out of the inning, got Bailey looking on that one. It's going to bring up Gearhart. Aubrey struck out twice here. 0 for 2 on the evening, so we'll see what she can get going. Stays off of that one on the outside corner. Going to be ball 1. Big cut on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th here with 1 out for the Warriors. Pitch down in the dirt by Gottschall, so it's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike here for Gearhart. Makes contact. It's going to be trouble. Going to be safe.
Beats
Good
her.
hustle play there by Gearhart.
Going to be an error on the first baseman. That was a really good second effort by Haley Kripe, who dives at the bag and puts the glove on the bag. But, you know, Aubrey gets her by about a half a step there.
Yeah, I would have almost said she had her if I was looking from here. But great hustle there by Gearhart. So, sorry. Pulling that down. Runner on here with Kelsey Crawford at the plate. They're going to have a timeout here for the Panthers.
It's like Pioneers coach is not sure about the call at first base. She's going to go talk and see if she can get an appeal to home plate. It's like he's saying, no, that's my call. Aubrey got down the first baseline in a hurry.
She did. She must have got her speed from her mom.
I don't think either of us are very fast, actually.
I was just saying that because I know I'm not very fast.
Yeah, I'm
so.
not either.
So 1 on and 1 out here for Crawford. Takes 1 on the outside corner for strike 1. Crawford singled and scored her her second time up after grounding out in the first. Good job there. She was looking like she was wanting to try and get a hold of that, and it was way low. So a good eye there by Crawford. You got to be patient with Gottschall. What looks like a good pitch. And there she gets that one off the edge of her bat. It's going to be popped out to short.
That's been part of the deal for Winamac, too. They several to the shortstop that, you know, if things were going Winamac's way, they'd drop about 10 feet deeper and be a little bloop base hit. But
so Grove up. She made pretty good contact with a base hit back in the fourth.
Like a curveball running away from her. And that looked like a pretty sweet pitch to hit, just like what you were saying just a minute ago. That pitch came in there and it looked like a big cookie. Then all of a sudden it started nose diving to the outside. Lexi not real happy after chasing that pitch.
Gottschall's not an overly, big girl, but she uses everything that she's got. And she's a smart pitcher, and I'm, like I said, very impressed. First time I've got to see her. She's got a number of pitches, and what looks like a good pitch coming in turns into a nasty pitch to try and hit. And
yeah, it's really nice for Winamac to have an opportunity to face a pitcher like her too. You know, you have a rivalry with, your next door neighbor in Pioneer, and but man, nice catch by the fan, Renee.
Not as good of a throw, but
Elaine Zeider out there, Jenna's mom, with the catch. It took her a couple times to get her back over the fence, though, didn't it?
It's a high fence.
It is a high fence.
It was a nice job by Grove just getting a piece of that and staying alive. Got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th with a runner on first. Just gets a little bit of the bat on that one, so she's going to stay alive.
This will be the 6th pitch this at bat, and it's still just 1-2. So Lex doing a really good job just battling in there. Chase the high climber.
So the Warriors go down after 6. It's 7-1 favor of the Panthers coming up here as we go into the top of the 7th. It's going to be Gottschall, Kripe, and Walker for the Panthers. We'll be back here in just a moment on RTC TV4.
First Federal Savings Bank has provided mortgage loans for over 50 years.
We're now offering commercial loans to support our local businesses.
We offer business loans for real estate, equipment, lines of credit, and investments. We also offer Simply Free business checking for all your banking needs.
Contact Lindy Breeden, our business lending expert, to take the worry out of your business banking.
And remember, we don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best bank.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhardt with my partner Steve Stricker as we get ready to watch the top of the 7th inning. So Winamac hanging around. That 5th inning, that 4 runs in the 4th inning, you eliminate that frame, and then things look a lot different, Steve.
Yeah, they got that was the 5th inning. They got 4 runs across, and it really changed the whole complexity of the game. But 7-1, I mean, it's still not out of the realm of possibility that the Warriors couldn't get hot. But here's the thing: you got to stop Pioneer here in the top of the 7th. Able to get out of the 6th clean, but they got a challenge on their hands here. So Gottschall is going to be your first batter. She takes ball 1. She homered her last at bat, struck out and popped up to short. That one's going to be just off the third baseline foul. That would have been at least a double, maybe a triple on that one if she would have gotten that one fair. Feels like the wind's maybe shifted a little bit more toward the left now. Gets that one to go under the glove.
Nice sharply hit ball by Gottschall.
It's going to be a single. Nice job there getting that ball in quickly by Campbell.
Katie just about came up with that ball, but there's a lot of velocity on that grounder. Haley puts one in the trees again on the left side. I think she's put a few balls in that particular tree.
Yeah, she's hit it hard, but she's not been able to get it into play. Well, she does have a single and a double on the day. A rise ball there by Crawford. Kripe able to lay off 1 ball, 1 strike. Tim, it's the first scoreboard that I've seen that has a baseball or softball scoreboard has a clock on it. You guys have out there. That's must
nice.
Be for the younger softball where they have a time limit on the games, I'm thinking. But first time I've seen a clock on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Change up. That's in there for a strike.
That's a great pitch. Kelsey's still dealing out there.
Yeah,
got to be impressed by that.
She has pitched a really good game against a really, really good team.
Yeah, this will be probably the best offensive team that Winamac will face all year.
Kripe way ahead of that one, sends that one into the back row of cars again. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the freshman Haley Kripe.
Change up. It's going to just be
just a foul. Kripe making Crawford work here.
Seen a pile of pitches.
Yeah. She gets one of those. She's hit them solid. She gets one of those in play. There it is. That's going to be trouble.
like Campbell ran out of room for a 2-run shot for Haley Kripe.
So the third home run of the afternoon for the Panthers. 2-run homer for the freshman Haley Kripe to left field, and puts 2 more on the board, makes the score 9-1. I think I said something just before that hit, didn't I, about if she gets a hold of one straight.
Yeah, but I don't think you should say that anymore, Steve.
Yeah. Well, she was hitting them hard. She just had foul after foul after foul, but she was cranking them.
She's a tough hitter.
This one's back up here.
That one's awesome.
I'll let that one go. I don't need to bruise my hand. I could have got that one if I would have dove. So I don't know what I did with my pencil.
That's right.
The Hawk come up with that one? No.
Strike 2 to Walker. Walker sends it into center field.
Sharply hit ball up the middle. Winamac's still looking for their first out of the top of 7.
So Walker on with no outs, brings up Madison Blickenstaff.
Kelsey clipped the inside corner that time for strike 1.
Blickenstaff 1 for 3 here this afternoon. Make that 2 for 4, sends that one into left. Sends Walker over to second. Stand up single. Bird, nice play there. Going to go for, the throwing. 1 run across. Blickenstaff scores. And Bird's going to move over to second. So 2 runs come across on the air.
Winamac still yet to get their first out, Steve.
So the score now 11-1. Going to have a runner for Bird on second, number 6, Cassidy Morris. Going to come in and run for her. It's going to bring up number 2, Kylie Ferris, a freshman here for the Panthers.
Winamac still looking for their first out here in the top of the 7th, giving up a 4 spot in this inning.
Grounder to third for the out. So Ferris hits into the 5-3 put out, and that moves Bird over. Well, not Bird. He's moves Morris, who's running for Bird, over to third.
You know, Katie doesn't look Morris back to second on that play. I think she just realized that Winamac needed to get an out.
Yeah.
Don't mess around, get the ball over to first base, get an out.
So I can't see her number, but I heard an Allison, so I'm assuming this is Allison Forg, a senior batting for Parsley. I thought they had to have numbers on there, like if they wore a sweatshirt.
I think it has a lot to do with these small town and the smaller communities. I think if the opposing coach is okay with it, as long as you say, is it fine or not, then kind of a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah. It just makes it hard to broadcast it.
It does.
So the strikeout.
Maybe they should ask us if it's all right.
Right,
Steve,
right. I don't care if they wear it. I just need to know who she is. I'm okay with it. I just, tell me who that is. So back up with 2 outs. Nice play.
Good
to
range
get the
by
out.
Lexi Grove.
So it pops out to 6th for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Panthers do the damage here in the top of the 7th with 4 runs scoring. Makes it 11-1. Coming down to the bottom of the 7th with Gearhart, Roush, and Collins coming up for the Warriors.
At Co-Alliance, we understand the importance of community. After all, we've been farmer-owned since the 1920s. And now that we're a part of your community, we want to become your total agronomy solutions provider. Co-Alliance offers the latest in ag technology for your operation. From field scouting and fertilizers to premium seed and precision agriculture, we can help take your operation to the next level. Put the resources of your local cooperative to work. Contact Co-Alliance today.
Welcome back to RTC TV4. This is Tim Gerhardt with my partner, Steve Stricker. So we got 3 outs left in this contest where Winamac is trailing 11-1. It's going to take a heck of a rally. It'll be, I was talking to a good friend of mine, Coach Kyle Johnson. We talked about, what do you say to your boys at halftime when you're getting beat up by a team that, may be playing better or for whatever reason. I say, what do you say to your boys in that kind of situation to get them thinking, right? And he said, you know what I tell them? He said, you need to look at this as being exactly where we want to be because, you're in a situation like this, and you will always remember for the rest of your life the year that you came back from a 10-run deficit in the bottom of the 7th inning against an awesome Pioneer Panther team.
Well, it all starts right here with Ella Gearhart. The freshman has 2 strikeouts on the afternoon, so she's going to have to step up here. Gottschall has pitched a gem here for Pioneer. The only run that scored was on a wild pitch.
Gottschall had a nice long rest there in between innings. Two balls and no strikes to Ella Gearhart. Ooh.
Catches the outside corner. Been pretty generous on both sides with that inside and outside corners. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Ella Gearhart. Gets a hold of that one. It's going to be foul out of play. Count evens up at 2-2. Bottom of the 7th inning here at beautiful Winamac Town Park. The defending state champions in Class 1A Pioneer Panthers leading Winamac 11-1.
Payoff pitch.
So Gearhart does what she has to, gets on base here to start off the bottom of the 7th. It's going to bring up Roush.
Emily hit the ball very well last time up to right field. Was able to stretch a misplayed ball into getting second base. And then she stayed on second base for the next 3 outs.
didn't get anywhere else. Well, she's got one on here with nobody out. Takes strike one. Oh, and 2 here quickly to Roush. Gets her on 3 pitches. So Roush goes down swinging. It's going to bring up Collins. Popped out to third and struck out her 2 times at bat here this afternoon. Nice, solid hit to right center.
That could stretch.
It's going to go down. Gearhart's going to round third. She's going to stay at third. Collins is going to be into second with a double.
Great hit by the senior, Jada Collins.
It's going to bring up the freshman, Katie Perry, the sophomore Katie Perry. With 1 out. Runners in scoring position here for the Warriors. Perry takes strike one.
You know, Gottschall doesn't leave a lot of balls over the plate, does she? She's usually clipping those corners and just off the plate.
I think that was maybe, he's been given that corner. It might have just been a little low for his strike zone right there. 1 ball, 1 strike here with 1 out to Perry. Bunts that one foul. Two strikes here to Perry. Got to fight this one off, stay alive. Got 2 runners on. Good eye on that one. That one's one of those that looks like you got to, and then it kind of jumps up. And
Gottschall just kind of nibbling on the upper half.
Well, she went rise ball. Let's see if she chose change up here. So Perry able to battle back from a 1-2 count. Now it's full at 3-2. Sophomore against sophomore here.
Here comes the payoff pitch.
Swing and a miss, gets the strikeout. So Perry's going to go down swinging for out number 2. It's going to bring up Kaya Campbell, the freshman, here with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Lays off of the rise ball, ball 1. Swing and a miss on that one. That was right down the middle. That was probably the most down the middle pitch that didn't have movement on it that I've seen from Gottschall all night.
Yeah, Kai'd like to have that one back, I think.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Good job laying off that pitch.
2-1 there. They got it 3-0 on the board, but it's 2-1. Just gets the bottom half of the strike zone for strike 2.
You know, with one strike, I'd say that's probably good for her not to swing at that one, frankly, because she wasn't going to do anything with that particular pitch.
Lays off. Full count now, 3-2. Well, it comes down to this, Tim. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Makes contact, gets the gap. One runs across. Another one's going to score.
That's going to.
Campbell might be able to get to. No, she's going to hold up at second for a 2-run RBI double for the freshman Kaya Campbell. That's a way to fight off a 3-2 count.
Absolutely. Yep, was she down 1-2 and battled it back to full and.
Right. Finds the gap there. Scores 2.
Great at bat by Kaya.
Gives Blake Bailey another shot here at the plate. Still 2 outs here. Campbell's on second. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Bailey.
Nobody wants to be that last out in a game like this.
Well, that was a great job by the freshman, like you said. Down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fights back, gets a full count. That one's going to be fouled out of play. 0-2 here for Bailey. Bailey popped out to short in the 4th and struck out in the 1st and 6th here this evening. So she's looking for her first hit of the night. Takes ball 1. Well, we saw Campbell do it. Let's see if Bailey can do it.
It's a grounder with eyes somewhere.
That's going to do it. Strike 3 to Bailey. And the final score here at Winamac is going to be Pioneer 11 and Winamac 3. I'll total up here. I got some numbers for you. So the Warriors got 3 runs on 6 hits. And 11 runs for Pioneer on 14 hits. So, I mean, it wasn't obviously the result that the Warriors would have wanted, Tim, but they didn't give up like we saw in the Morgan Township game. Not that they gave up in that game, but they didn't give up in either of these games that I've seen. They took a really, really tough Pioneer team, and you know, you pull out those 2 4s right there, and it's 3-3, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So I think what they have 3 home runs for Pioneer. So you got to give the Panthers credit. They are as advertised, right?
Absolutely. This is a fantastic Pioneer team, and there's no other way to slice that. They got a good thing going with this team. They're going to be good for years to come. A lot of talent. This Winamac team's got a lot of young talent on their team as well, and you know, just giving up 1 senior after this season. And there's a lot of fight in these kids. You know, I think there's a lot of positive takeaways that about every one of these kids can take from the game. Some timely hits from you know, some girls you don't. You know, like you take a Kaya Campbell at the end of the game with a couple runners on. That's a huge hit, especially when you're down 11-1 with 2 outs and poke that out there. Jada Collins with a nice hit. And there's several good things, some good defensive plays, a couple of defensive hiccups as well. But you know, that's going to happen, and a good team's going to exploit some of your. You know, if you have you know, one moment or just even one pitch that you're not completely thinking, or you know, you make one little mistake, a team like this is going to exploit that and take advantage of it.
Yeah, and I got to give Campbell a little more of a shout out even than that, because not only did she have you know, 2 outs, but she was down to 2 strikes.
Yep.
And she fought it back all the way, count full, and got a nice hit, got a couple RBIs out of it, and you know, young kid, right? Freshman.
Absolutely.
You know, and there's a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores playing here for the Warriors. So they got a bright future. They've, they're coming off of a 6-game winning streak. You bookend that with a loss to Morgan Township and a loss to Pioneer,
Yep.
2 top 10 teams in Class 1A. You can't hang your head on either one of those losses. So they're going to be a tough team. They're going to be a tough out. Pioneer, another one of our schools that we cover, they're going to be another tough out. Obviously, defending state champs, and man, they're going to be fun to watch the rest of the year.
Absolutely. That I will say, this part of the state, there's a couple pockets in Indiana, some of these smaller schools where there's some pretty legitimate softball cultures. And I feel like Winamac's definitely been on the move and putting together a really nice culture as well. And gosh, we just have a lot of fun. The fans come out and support their team, and the parents all are very supportive of the coaching staff and the team. And I don't know, it's just really nice to see in a small town like this and in the Midwest. So.
Well, yeah, and you said that pocket. I don't know what it is about 35, right? So you got Pioneer, you got Winamac, you go on up. Knox is always pretty good in softball.
Right, yep.
And then you go up, it's not quite on 35, but you got Morgan Township and South Central up in the region up there that are 2 small schools that are usually pretty solid in softball. So, yeah, it's like a corridor, right up here through this part of the state. But the Warriors are going to be fine. They're going to come back and probably put together another big win streak. Pioneers, they're good.
They're just
they're really good.
And you know what it all boils down to? I mean, there's a lot of Pioneers got a lot of good hitters, and they hit the ball well. But I think what makes these teams competitive is, having good pitching, and having some depth at pitching. I know Winamac, Kelsey's really throwing the ball well, really the ace of the staff, and Aubrey Gearhart's getting a lot of innings. And, after Aubrey, there's Emily Rauch, a really good pitcher. She hasn't seen any varsity action yet this year, but she's right there where she could come into a game and be a stopper. And have these schools, I think that's where it all starts if you want to be a competitive team, is you got to be able to throw strikes and get girls out at the plate. And Haley Gottschall can get that done for Pioneer. There's no doubt about that. So.
Yeah, and we didn't even see Haley Kripe tonight. She's a pretty good pitcher in her own right. So
absolutely.
Pioneer has got some pretty good pitching over there as well. So, softball, baseball, if you got pitching, you're in pretty good shape.
Absolutely. Steve, I sure appreciate you coming to making the trip over to Winamac tonight.
Yeah, it was fun. It was kind of as expected. It was a great game, went all the way through to 7, and the Warriors, come up a little bit short, but did not give up and fought down to the last out. And, I'm looking forward to some more Winamac Warriors softball. We're going to have a sparse schedule here on RTC TV4 this year of spring sports, but I'm going to try and get some stuff on this week. I think you guys have another game on Thursday.
Yep, I think Thursday.
Thursday, you guys will have another game coming up over here at Winamac, and we got some Rochester softball last week, and I think I got another Rochester game scheduled. So we're working in some games here, and appreciate everybody that tunes in to RTC TV4 as we continue our spring coverage here in 2019. And thanks for all you do, Tim.
Awesome. Had a lot of fun tonight.
All right, yep. Let's wrap her up.